Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. In today's video I want to share with you some of my favorite discoveries of 2024. As I'm looking here at the fragrances, I truly hope I haven't forgotten about any of the fragrances. But anyways, if I will forget any, perhaps I will mention them in a different clip, but I generally feel like I have all the fragrances. So as you guys, this will be more of a chatty video, so grab a drink, a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, perhaps a snack, put me in the background while you do any chores around the house or while you're running errands. Who knows, and let's just talk about fragrances. 2024 from a fragrance stance was a pretty fruitful year, I feel like. As I look here because here I have all the fragrances. As I'm looking at these fragrances, I've discovered fragrances that truly captured my heart. I've discovered fragrances that in a way they made me open up my taste, my interest to the world of fragrances beyond what I already knew I loved up until that moment. I feel like I am pretty black and white in a lot of areas in my life, you know, or like how I am as a person. I'm pretty black and white. I'm either all in or all out. Either I love something completely or I don't even care about it. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to find that, let's just say, middle ground, you know. So perhaps I feel like looking back, this is maybe one of the reasons why I was not even as open to exploring specific scent families, because if I make up my mind when it comes to something, it's hard for me to change my mind. But anyways, you guys, all this to say, this was a year that I have ventured out and explored many more fragrances than my usual grab and go or the kind of fragrances that I knew I would love. And you know what, speaking of venturing out and exploring more, let's just start with the fragrances that I never thought I would enjoy them on myself. Let me start with two that I have almost used up, and both were discoveries in 2024. But you know what, before, let me just arrange my fragrances a little bit so it's easier. So you guys, the first two fragrances are 324 Devotion and Lyra X from Lorina. What ties, sorry for the noise, by the way, let me check to see if the sound is alright. Yes, it's alright, because I filmed my empties and my empties and my most worn fragrances of 2024, and the sound is not okay. So I don't know, either I will have to refilm it, either I can work it a little bit in post-production, but I'm not very good with sound editing in post-production, so I don't know, we will see. But what these two fragrances have in common, both are a gourmand take on a citrus accord. I'm sure that most likely you heard me mentioning plenty of times that I don't enjoy citrusy fragrances. I don't enjoy refreshing citruses, any type of citruses. Well, I've actually learned this year about myself that I do enjoy a citrus. It's just I'm very particular with the type of citrus I choose to wear myself, and the only type of citrus I choose to wear myself and love on myself, it's a sugared citrus or a gourmand citrus. I feel like I've learned this about myself the moment I've tried Zenobia for the first time, because that has a very pronounced lemon dipped in sugar accord. And then when I've tried these two fragrances from Lorina, I mean, as you can see, they are pretty much used up completely. I mean, here I have like one or two wears. I've learned about myself that I actually do really enjoy a citrus, especially in summertime. I feel like these are my kind of summery fragrances. If, let's just say, some people might gravitate towards more aquatic freshies in the summertime, salty marines, refreshing citruses, musky florals, musky fruity forward fragrances, citrusy this, citrusy that. I am the type of person that even in summertime, I still prefer a sweet fragrance. And for me, the best middle ground, let's just say, it's a sugared citrus. So this is their inspiration of Devotion. This smells like me. You guys, I miss wearing this fragrance. I wouldn't wear it necessarily now in winter. I don't feel like it truly shines, but this, the hotter the better. This, I've actually worn it in winter as well, but let me try to keep somewhat of a direction so I'm not going all over the place. So this fragrance, like I've mentioned, is the inspiration of Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana, the best inspiration I have tried and the most affordable one. And this is all about a lemon accord, slightly sparkling, slightly effervescent, dipped in sugar, then with a beautiful creamy vanilla in the background. Beautiful, cannot recommend it enough. So yeah, that was one of the best discoveries in terms of summer fragrances. And this next fragrance, you guys, this is a candied citrus in a way. You guys, this legit smells like candied citrus peel. I have moments when I smell this fragrance and it smells like panettone, like that candied orange peel with that beautiful sponge cake or like cake-like mix, you know. And then I'm imagining you cut it in half, you syrup it up with some lemon essence, you add some almond flakes. But surprisingly, I started to really pick up in this fragrance a candied orange peel accord that I don't think it was when I first tried it. But these two fragrances were my grab and go fragrances in the summertime. In the summertime, I love them so much. I want to have both of them back in my collection for the upcoming summer season. Yeah, this is what I would call my go-to summer fragrances. Let me just put the fragrances over here. So speaking about opening myself up to new fragrances, let me go to the next category. And let's talk a little bit about lactonic fragrances, you guys. This year, I've tried two lactonic forward fragrances that really caught my heart as well. I cannot even believe I'm saying this because for some reason, I knew I loved the lactonic accord in a fragrance, but paired with spices, paired with this, that, and the third, perhaps. I never knew I enjoyed fragrances that truly capture the essence of what an ultra-realistic, photorealistic, milky lactonic accord should smell like. But I've actually learned about myself that I do enjoy them a lot. I feel like these lactonic forward fragrances are my go-to when I want something calming and cozy and relaxing. To me, this is my definition of calming, cozy and relaxing, and I have here two fragrances. So the first fragrance I want to highlight is Eclair by Lattafa, you guys. I cannot even believe that. So I started with a decant for this fragrance. I loved how it smelled. I was pretty disappointed in the performance department. Then I finished my decant. I've purchased a full bottle because I loved how the fragrance smelled like. And guess what? I've purchased a backup bottle because I found it for an amazing price. And now I can tell you that it's one of my grab and go fragrances. I spray this fragrance before I go to sleep because again, it helps me feel very cozy and calming and relaxing. It just puts me in such a soft, dreamy mood in a way, you know. It's not that overly loud, overly projecting fragrance. To me, this is calm and cozy. This is the epitome of calm and cozy. This just smells like a glass of milk, you guys, with some grated tonka beans, with a teaspoon of honey. You mix all together, you lean in to smell them, and this is pretty much how the fragrance smells like. And you were to add a beautiful powdery sugary accord on top of everything. Of course, when I mean milk, I mean it's like a beautified version of a milk accord. It doesn't smell like straight up milk. It's ultra realistic, but it's a beautified version of that. So that's the first lactonic fragrance that I've discovered this year. And that made me really intrigued to explore more. And then I received this fragrance from Dubai collection, you guys. This is Lactea Divina. Boy, oh my, you guys. This fragrance, if this one here, Eclair from Lattafa, is a lactonic fragrance, Lactea Divina takes everything to the next level when it comes to the lactonic accord here. The lactonic facet here feels much more dense, much more highlighted, much more emphasized in a way. It has this underlying buttery richness about it, the lactonic accord I'm talking about, with some beautiful milky florals, again with this gorgeous grated tonka bean feeling that adds a lot of richness and thickness to the fragrance, and this beautiful deep nutty sugary sweetness. This is such a unique fragrance. I'd say it's less gourmand than Eclair. Eclair smells like a drink. Legit, Eclair smells like a drink. Like Eclair smells like if I would put some milk, let's just say almond milk for the sake of the description, because I do not drink regular milk. I cannot stand the smell or the taste. Let's just say if you were to do a cup of, I don't know, almond milk or oatmeal or anything like this, you would add a teaspoon of honey, you would grate some tonka beans, and you would just sprinkle a lot of powdered sugar on top of that drink. You would warm it up a little bit, you'd lean in to smell it and grab a sip. I feel like this is how Eclair would smell like. Whereas this is less gourmand, you guys. This is, I'd say, a more sophisticated version. This is a more elevated take on a gourmand, not on a gourmand, on a lactonic accord, but it's such a beautiful fragrance. And Paris Corner did a brilliant job with this fragrance, you guys. Like the level, like how refined it smells, how smooth it smells also. Yeah, beautiful fragrance, amazing fragrance. test it, you guys, but I'd say test it only if you know yourself to be a lover of lactonic fragrances, or perhaps if you are intrigued by this scent category and you'd like to explore more without breaking the bank. This is a beautiful one to take into account. These two fragrances for me were such a beautiful discovery. Now, surprisingly, this one I wore it out but only layered, whereas this one I've worn it out as a standalone fragrance. I've worn it out layered. Oh my god, you guys, if you haven't watched my review for this fragrance, go and watch it. Even if you already have it, go and watch it for the layering part of the video, because there I give you amazing layering suggestions. And in case you already have this fragrance, hold on, because I have something in my eye. So in case you have this fragrance and you haven't explored any layering suggestions with this fragrance and you love to layer your fragrances, you don't know what you're missing out. Go and watch. I will try to link a card. Yeah, I guess a card up here with the video. Go and watch it and take some screenshots, because there I give you some amazing layering combinations, and the way this fragrance smells like layered. Yeah, I cannot even find the words. Let's continue with the other fragrances, you guys. Let me highlight one that's pretty predictable. If you have been watching my videos for a while, every chance I got and I was talking about this fragrance, I've mentioned my love for the fragrance. So let me just highlight this one to get it out of the way, you guys. This is a fragrance from Lattafa and Paris Corner and French Avenue this year. Banger after banger after banger, amazing fragrances. So this is a Teriac by Lattafa, you guys. I cannot even begin to describe you how much I love this fragrance. It has everything I love. It has a caramelized honeyed fruity accord with a suede facet in the background. The suede is not too overpowering. It smells playful, it smells naughty, you guys, it smells feminine, it smells girly, it smells uplifting, it smells seductive in a way because of the edible dimension of the fragrance, but then it's balanced out by the suede accord, so you don't smell just like straight up cookies in a way, or just like straight up something you would eat. It has a loud character about it. But it's a very intriguing fragrance. Not intriguing because it's this mysterious. No, to me it's the opposite. It's in your face, it's happy, it's bubbly, it's flirty, it's playful. Just the energy of this fragrance is amazing. I've used it a lot again in the summertime. This was my grab and go. Even now I still use it a lot. Yeah, beautiful fragrance, beautiful fragrance. I know it received a lot of backlash this year as well. I mean, look, I can see why. I feel like the sweetness is over the top, so unless you are a lover of true sweet, ultra sweet, borderline sickly sweet fragrances, you might struggle a little bit with this fragrance. And also, guys, that suede accord can come across as a little bit overpowering for some who don't have a taste for these types of accords in fragrances. Now, for someone like me, this is a match made in heaven, like caramelized fruity accords with honey on a base of suede. I'm telling you, if you love fragrances like Scandal, La Belle, Hair Confection, if you love these types of fragrances, and if you haven't yet tried this fragrance, do yourself a favor, start with a sample, start with a decant. But even if you start with a sample or you start with a decant, make sure to give this fragrance time, because as I've mentioned in every video where I get the chance, and I will still mention it, because I feel like it's so beautiful that it genuinely deserves this. This fragrance ages like fine wine. Go and watch my review for the fragrance if you would like me to go in depth, if you would like to hear my in-depth review on the fragrance. But let me continue with other fragrances, you guys. So let me continue again with a fragrance that was such a pleasant discovery this year. This fragrance, you guys, it's called Lashes from French Avenue. This is supposed to be an inspiration to Yum Pistachio Gelato from Kayali. I'd say it's an inspiration, but it has its own twist, you guys. To me, it's much thicker, much more complex, much more robust. Where are those little paper things to spray? This was the first fragrance I've tried where I was really able to pick up a lot of pistachio, you guys. This is one of the most realistic nutty forward fragrances I've tried. And even though I can sense the similarities with Yum Pistachio Gelato, but to me, this takes it in a way to the next level. You guys, this fragrance opens out with the smell of pistachio cream. That pistachio cream you'd use as a filling in different croissants, you know, and with the smell of toasted pistachios. So it opens up with two very distinctive, yet each is a very robust and full-bodied nutty pistachio accord, I'd say, but one feels more creamy, dense. I can't really say buttery, but it definitely feels very thick and rich, the pistachio cream accord, and sweet. and the other one feels quite nutty, quite toasted almost. I don't know where I get this gentle toasted quality to the fragrance, but I do, and it smells so beautiful, with sprinkles here and there of cardamom, you guys. Very sweet, very beautiful, smells green. But, and again, I never thought I would enjoy green fragrances, but it's the type of green accord that makes a difference in a way. I enjoy patchouli in fragrances, of course, when it's paired with specific notes that I enjoy, but I would never wear just an aromatic fragrance, you know. It's not my cup of tea. Just like I would never wear a green floral, it's not my cup of tea. But when it comes to green nutty accords, especially that are gourmand leaning, you guys, sign me up, sign me up. Wow. From all the inspirations that I have tried, which I've tried 3 in total, so I've tried the lashes from French Avenue. French Avenue, guys, I've tested this year so many beautiful fragrances from this brand. Wow. And the presentation and the marketing behind and the looks and the scent also, it doesn't disappoint. I honestly cannot wait until the summer season comes and I can wear this fragrance, because I got a few chances to wear this fragrance and I loved how it made me feel, you guys. I felt so chic and put together when I was wearing this fragrance. It smells different in a way. This is not the type of fragrance that you smell everywhere, and I think this is why I'm so drawn to this fragrance. It feels pretty unique. It feels, I'd say, unique even compared to Hair Pistachio from Paris Corner. And I've also tested the fragrance that I'd say it's in between this one, Lashes and Hair Pistachio. That fragrance is called Nisma from Arabiat Prestige. So yeah, I'd say that is in between. But I will do a dedicated video to that fragrance and I will review and compare it to the other two. But anyways, this DNA in particular, again, I've learned that, you know what, sometimes it's good to open up yourself up to new scent profiles, new experiences, you know, to not be so black and white when it comes to what you like, what you don't like, to be a little bit more flowy. So yeah, this is one of the most beautiful discoveries of 2024. And like I've mentioned, you guys, I cannot wait for the spring and summer to come. I can already feel that this will be one of my grab and go fragrances, because it smells feminine without smelling that typical girly and bubbly. It smells modern, chic, put together, and very feminine. And it has something about it. I don't know how to describe it. So another fragrance I want to highlight, you guys, that I've discovered this year is Caro's Secret Mask from Hatlage. Now look, you guys, even though this is not a new DNA to me, but let me tell you what I enjoy about it. I feel like since having this fragrance and since wearing it much more, even comparing it much more to Arabian Stonka, I feel like this has a cocoa powder / chocolate accord that got a chance to develop even more. And I reach for this fragrance when I want something that's loud, when I want something that's powerful and strong, when I want something similar to Arabian Stonka, but let's just say a little bit more easy to digest by people around me. As a reference, I was craving to wear Arabian Stonka one day and I knew I had to go to my monthly appointment for my braces, and I knew it's not the most appropriate fragrance to wear in such spaces, of course, being there with so many people and everything like this. So you know what, I just chose to wear this fragrance, and I didn't choose to wear it because it's necessarily softer, because this has an amazing performance, you guys, amazing performance. This fragrance lingers and lingers and lingers. Of course, it's not to the level of Arabian Stonka, but the performance is amazing, nothing to complain, especially for the price. But I'd say this is a more, can I just say, a sweeter take, or look, sweeter. This has an added cocoa powder accord, cocoa powder or chocolate. I have moments when I smell it and I'm thinking of chocolate. I have other moments when I'm smelling it and I'm thinking of cocoa powder. But all in all, this is a much more easy to digest DNA of Arabian Stonka. And for these exact situations, I think it's perfect. And also what I've noticed is that in the air, it's that beautiful cocoa powder accord that lingers with the sugar, with the oak moss in the background, I'd say. Whereas in Arabian Stonka, it's the oak moss that's the most highlighted. You know what I mean? Like in the air, like what's lingering in the sillage is that sugary oak mossy facet, whereas here that oak moss is much more toned down, much more muted, so it feels almost a little bit more, not really refined, because I don't think Arabian Stonka is not refined. It just feels all in all more easy to pull off. So let me continue, guys, with a scent family that again I feel like it's this year that I have fallen in love with. And it's very interesting because I have tried fragrances inspired by Angel's Share, because both of these fragrances are inspired by Angel's Share from Kilian. But I can say that I have fallen, I mean, look, I love how Khamra smells like, but I can say that I've fallen head over heels in love with Khamra, you know, I mean, yeah, I'd rather wear this than Khamra, even though I still want to have it in my collection. I still enjoy to wear it, but I wear it, or I choose to wear it more layered, whereas these two fragrances, I wear them a lot as standalone fragrances, so yeah. And I've also tested from Paris Corner an inspiration to, I think it was called Fire Your Desire. Fire Your Desire, and again, beautiful inspiration, nothing to complain. It was a little bit more soft and muted, but when I've discovered this fragrance, you guys, I have fallen in love with this fragrance. So let me mention the first one, Royal Blend by, again, French Avenue. Kudos to you, French Avenue. The presentation, the price, the smell, the performance, 10 out of 10, honestly. This, you know what I appreciate about this brand? So looking at their fragrances and having the possibility to test so many of their fragrances, due to the kind team from Dubai Collection who sent me a bunch of their fragrances to test, I've came to realize about this brand that they really pay a lot of attention to the presentation, which I do think it's important. I don't think it's everything when it comes to a fragrance, but when even like, look, the prices for these fragrances are extremely affordable. Of course, perhaps they are not 18 euros for something like this, but you know, even this is 50 ml anyways, you know, this is 100, I feel like. Yeah, I think it's 100, but they are still within the affordability range. And this scent, you guys, wow. Wow, I could just spend so much time just like being here, smelling this fragrance, closing my eyes. Again, I love this scent DNA, you guys, and I love what they did with this fragrance. It's so beautiful. And also, guys, I was very happy to see that I received a lot of amazing feedback on this fragrance from you as well. So you seem to love it as well, and that always makes me so happy. To me, this fragrance smells like I've mentioned in the most worn video. This smells like a reinterpreted, make it more hipstery, edgy, modern and minimalistic apple pie. That's legit the fragrance. Like, yes, you have the apple pie accord with that beautiful, warm, spicy cinnamon, but it's almost like they are covered in this icy cold molecular facet in a way, with a beautiful dry woody facet in the background. It's such a beautiful fragrance. You have the sweet part, you have that spicy part. I'm a sucker for cinnamon in fragrances. You guys, if I would have the possibility, I would add cinnamon into all the fragrances. Just think eclair with an added cinnamon. Yeah, I feel like cinnamon, if someone would ask me, cinnamon is one of my favorite notes in fragrances. It works so well with rose accords, with vanillas, with other spices, with anything and everything. Cinnamon is the answer to me. So yeah, I love the way they did the cinnamon accord there, and I think it adds this beautiful almost like an intriguing aura to the fragrance. You know, this is a statement fragrance, you guys, but it's a very easy to pull off day-to-day statement fragrance. This is why to me this could be signature worthy. This could be someone's signature fragrance, not mine, because it's pretty hard for me to have just one signature fragrance, but at the moment this DNA is one of my current go-to DNAs when I want to feel very sophisticated and put together. And I know my definition of sophisticated, it's perhaps different to some of yours. Yours is, guys, definition of sophistication. I know usually sophisticated equals a very elevated floral. I'm not a floral girl. I love rose in fragrances, but I can't say that I love other floral accords in fragrances. Especially, I can say that I resonate with fragrances where the floral accord is the main highlight of the fragrance. You know, I prefer, or let's just say that my taste is in a bit of a different direction. But with this kind of fragrances, this is what I'd say, it's a modern, chic statement, sophisticated and very put together fragrance, but make it more ambiguous, make it more intriguing, make it a little bit more something different, you know? So yeah, and then the next fragrance, you guys, this is Nayam from Decadent. No, this is Decadent from Nayam Perfumes. I think this is a Turkish brand. Again, I bought it from a website here in Romania. And for my Romanian audience, like between us, don't buy this as a full price. I think the full price is around 100 euros perhaps. And for an inspiration, 100 euros, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. It's your money, you do whatever you want. But I've purchased it when I saw they had a sale going on their website, and I love this DNA, you guys. Look, this is even stronger than Royal Blend, and Royal Blend is very strong to begin with. This has 30% oil concentration. And here I can actually smell the Boozy Accord. I think in my mind, this icy cold facet that in Royal Blend, I'm picking it up as something icy cold. I think here I'm picking it up as something boozy, but like a very cold glass of cognac or something. Of something alcoholic, but like a very cold glass, you know, it's almost like that glass has that frosting around it because of how cold the drink is. This is how I pick up the Boozy Accord here, of course, with that beautiful, delicious apple pie. These two fragrances were, again, some of my favorite discoveries for this year, you guys. Beautiful scent profile. I don't know how come that I fall in love with the scent profile. Let's just say, no, this is not the one. After the hype train fades away a little bit, like when a fragrance is very hyped, I don't know why, but I'm not even curious to try it. This is Lashes. Oh my god, you guys, Lashes, wow. Brilliant job they did with this fragrance. So guys, let me highlight the last fragrance for today's video. This is a fragrance I didn't get a chance to speak about it here on my channel. This was sent to me again in the last PR package of the year by Dubai Collection, and they sent this fragrance. So this is called Aris L'Absolu, and this is from Arabiat Prestige. This is made around cherry, but this has such a different cherry accord. I haven't ever smelled such a cherry accord in a fragrance. Yeah, this is clean. So let me tell you, I want to do a dedicated review for the fragrance, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it. But this was such a beautiful surprise. You know those cherries when you're going out and perhaps you're ordering a cocktail, and I'm not really sure what type of cocktail, but you have those cherry, yeah, small cherries used as decor, but you can eat them. I will add here a picture. It has that exact cherry accord, you guys. I couldn't believe my nose when I was smelling this fragrance. On this almost slightly bitter but very sweet and dense and nutty almondy facet with something from a marzipan-like, and something, it said medicinal even, but medicinal from the almond, but it works. I remember the notes this fragrance has listed, they are very different to the way I experienced this fragrance myself. To me, this is all about cherry, but again, not that cherry that leans compote cherry style, sweet cherry, I mean normal cherry, bitter cherry, black cherry, not that type of cherry. This is that cherry that has that jelly-like consistency almost. Yeah, this is such a different fragrance, you guys. This is all about cherry and almond. And again, when you hear cherry and almond, you might think of Lost Cherry from Tom Ford, but it doesn't go into that direction. I'm telling you, the cherry accord is different, the almond accord is different. And then you have some beautiful vanilla facet in the background picking through. Of course, you have much more going on, but I will do a dedicated review for this fragrance. So this is an inspiration to a fragrance from BDK. I will add it here on the screen because I don't remember the name out of my mind, but it's such a different take, you guys, on a cherry. So the cherry smells like this kind of cherries, like I've mentioned, and the almond accord is done, so it smells a little bit medicinal, slightly bitter, but that bitter tinge makes me think of the smell of marzipan, legit marzipan. And then on top of that marzipan, almondy nutty facet, you add those types of cherries that you use in cocktails as decor, but you can also eat them because they're edible. This is the fragrance. This is the fragrance, you guys. Those were the fragrances I wanted to highlight in today's video. I could have spent a little bit more time talking about each and every one of them, but I wanted this video to be a little bit more casual. You know, if you're looking for dedicated reviews, I have dedicated reviews for all of these fragrances, almost, besides this fragrance over here, but I will do a dedicated review for this fragrance as well. So yes, I'd love to know what were some of your favorite discoveries of 2024. I could have included a few different fragrances. I could have included some samples as well that really caught my heart, you guys, but I wanted to stick to full bottles. I mean, full bottles, these are almost empty, but you get my point. I didn't want to include necessarily the samples, but I've discovered some fragrances that really capture my heart. Oh, yeah, Capti from Brecourt, you guys. Cruda from Morphe. These were fragrances that when I've smelled them, they had such a lasting impression on me. So yes, Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know what are some of your favorite discoveries of 2024, you guys. And what can I tell you? May 2025 bring us even more beautiful scented discoveries. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram if you want. I will leave my handle up here. I will see you in my next video. If you have any questions about these fragrances, any video ideas, if you want to ask me anything, please put it in the comment section and I promise that I will get back to you. But yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in my next video, but until then I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye guys.